Hi my little nation, it's me Nalina Knives, and today we are going to be doing part 2 of the Hush unboxing. Now, I have been waiting almost a month to film this video. The box has been sitting behind my desk for like a month, and I just now got the time to film, just to film. In the last video, I unboxed $92 worth of makeup. Now in this video, I'm unboxing $164 worth of makeup. Now, if you guys are excited, please click the subscribe button, thumbs up this video, and leave down a comment. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so here's the box. Just so you guys know, it's still sealed. I don't know if anything's broken, knock on everything. I'm really hoping that nothing comes broken. I know in the last video, one thing did arrive broken, but it was very, very slightly broken, and it was just one shadow in one palette. Okay, so here we have the box of makeup. I actually forgot I ordered a lot of these. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 palettes, and 3 lip products. So much I want to do and so much that it's just So here's the first one. This is a glow palette from Beauty Creations. I think this is super cute. By the way, it's so adorable. It's so small. And I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch this. I'm doing the first shade. The shades do not have names, by the way. Ooh, those are really pretty. And these are actually quite soft. So now I'm just gonna go ahead with the middle shade and swatch it right next to that one. These are actually really beautiful. And they're really soft. They're really soft. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the last shade. These are beautiful. Wow. Okay, and the second palette is also by Beauty Creations. It is the Sweet Glow palette. This packaging, oh my god, so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. I love the packaging. Now, the first shade is Sunday, the second shade is Cotton Candy, and the third shade is Cupcake. I'm going to swatch Sunday, and already it is blinding. Wow. Oh my god. What even? Wow. The second shade is going to be Cotton Candy.
Are you kidding me?
This pigment, holy moly. And this is just like one swipe coverage. It is glowing to the gods. I'm gonna wear this tomorrow.
Fuck yes.
This is gorgeous. Here's the shade Cupcake. This one's a little bit more subtle, but still very cute. And I cannot wait to play with this new palette. Surprisingly, that palette wasn't at all like a bit powdery. There was minimal, if any, kickback in the pan, and I'm just blown away. I literally did not expect it to be so good. It looks like a child's palette, but definitely has adult pigment. I am in love. All right, and this one is also from Beauty Creations. This is the Angel Glow palette. It comes with 4 quads. It has 4 shades, and it is very much on the bronzy side. And I'm actually really liking this packaging. It's very simple. These do not have names, by the way. So I'm just going to point to the shade that I will be swatching. Here, I'm going to swatch this shade. All right. Now I'm going to swatch this shade. I feel like this palette is definitely a little bit more on the subtle side. I'm going to layer that one up. So even layered up, it's barely visible. but still there. So if you don't like a blinding highlight, then I guess this palette will definitely be good for you. To go into this third shade. That one is actually pretty. It's very subtle, almost natural, dare I say. And here is the last shade. Okay, definitely better. This is so pretty. It almost has like that wet look. Oh, beautiful. And ladies and gentlemen, that was it for the Angel Glow by Beauty Creations palette. So my overall thoughts on this was that 2 out of 4 of the shades were actually pretty good. The other 2 are just a little bit too subtle for me. I do like a lot of highlight on my cheeks, but not bad at all, especially for the price. And next, this packaging blew me away, to be very honest. I saw this and I had to have it. This is the Cali Glow by Beauty Creation. Oh my god, so freaking cute. I'm getting so excited. I'm so excited. And it comes with 3 highlighters. I'm gonna squeal, like this is exciting and I can't wait to swatch it. Okay, so the first shade is Malibu, the second shade is Santa Monica, and the third shade is Manhattan Beach. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch Malibu. Oh my god, so pretty. Very subtle, I'm not mad at it, but so cute. Honestly, this is it.
That's so pretty.
The second shade is Santa Monica. Cute. So even if these are not like my kind of highlights for like the cheeks, I can definitely use them like in a cut crease. Third shade is Manhattan Beach. I'm gonna go ahead and layer that one up one more time. Okay, so these definitely are a little bit more on the subtle side, but very pretty. They do show up and they do have a fabulous glow to them. So that is the Cali Glow palette. So here's another palette from Beauty Creations, and this one is Scandalous Glow. Okay, again, this is another quad, so it only has 4 shades. The first one is very much on the subtle side, so let's see if this one is just a little bit more blinding. So here is the first shade. Okay. Oh my god, so much better. Look at that. Okay, and here is the second shade that I'm going to swatch. Super cute. That right above there. So nice. Okay, and here's the third shade. I'm gonna do that right below here. Very cute. And last but not least, this shade right here. And that is opaque. I don't know. In this lighting, I mean, you can kind of see where the light catches it a little bit, so it's very much on the subtle side. This first shade, I have to say, is probably the most pigmented out of all 3. But if you would like a subtle glow, then these palettes are definitely the way to go. And my next palette is going to be by Beauty Treats, and this is the Nudes palette. And these ones have 12 shades. Now, I don't know about you, but these came with one of those little sponge applicators. I'm not sure what to think about this. It doesn't look, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, right? So let's swatch before we judge. Packaging, I think, is rather simple. It comes with a little just glass top. It was very like almost dollar store like. This is like the kind of makeup that I started off with, basically. So here's going to be the first shade. That actually shows up, so we're off to a good start. Here's going to be the second shade. Okay, pigment. Here's the third shade. I'm gonna layer up this third shade one more time. These are just a little bit on the powdery side, but absolutely that is me nitpicking. It is pretty good. And here is the fourth shade. layer that one up one more time. So this is the entire top row. It was actually so powdery I had to wipe off my desk. So this palette so far, just judging off the top row, does not have a lot of kickback in the pan, but when you do swatch and put them on your skin, it does tend to get on your desk or wherever you are. Might get on your clothes because it is a little bit powdery. I'm gonna do the first shade in the second row. The browns are actually showing up pretty well. Next is the second shade, second row. It's kind of like an orangey pink color. This one actually swatched a lot lighter than I thought it was going to. We're going to try to layer this one up one more time. Okay, so once these are layered, I think they look a little bit more opaque. Definitely not the worst quality in the world, but definitely not the best. Here's a third shade, second row. That swatched terribly. Here's the last shade in the second row. This one is actually really crappy. The pan is destroyed. It kicked up so much. So here's the first shade of the last row in the Nudes palette by Beauty Creations. And I actually really like this. I feel like I could use this just to like set my concealer on my eye before doing a cut crease. This shade is actually really pretty. It shows up, which is a big plus. Here's the second shade, the last row. Not that impressive, to be honest. Let's try layering that one up. That's a lot better, but still a little on the chalky side. And here's another brown we already seen so far that these do the best when it comes to swatching. That is actually good. There's like little red glitter specks within this shade that I don't know if the camera can pick up, but I think the shade in the pan is actually really pretty, but it poorly translates when it's put on the skin. Last but not least is this nice brick red that is so cute. And here is the final row of the Nudes palette by Beauty Treats. Right, and here is another palette by Beauty Treats. And this is the Smoky palette. Again, 12 shades, lots of browns. I'm a little hesitant, not gonna lie. I am not sure if I'm going to get pigment or if it's going to be a chalky mess, kind of like the first palette, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Here is the first shade. This one was just a little bit powdery, but as we know, the browns from these palettes are actually pretty pigmented and not mad at it. It's actually really cute. Here is the second shade. Let's layer that up one more time. Okay, here's the third shade. It's another brown. Here's the last shade of the top row. Layering it up one more time. Okay, not bad. So here is the top row. Here is the first shade of the second row. We're gonna layer that up one more time. It's a very, very light blue. Does not have the most pigment. Here is the red shade, the second shade from the second row. Layering it up one more time. Not bad. These do have to be layered, as you see, but they do show up. Here's the third shadow of the second row. Not bad at all. All right, and here is the last shade of the second row. That definitely needs to be layered. This shade was powdery. All right, and here is the first shade of the last row. Layer that one up one more time. Not bad. Purples are usually a really hard color to formulate, and I feel, although I did layer this, maybe over a primer or something, this might show up more. Who knows? Okay, and here is the second shadow, last row. Let's layer that one up. And that is horrible. Here's the third shade of the last row. Actually pretty white. I'm impressed. Last shade of the Smoky palette. Very powdery. There's fallout, and surprisingly there's actually minimal kickback in these pans. So here is the complete swatch of the entire palette. And let me know what you guys think about these so far. Do you like them?
Do you hate them?
Let me know.
And they won't cry, living on their last hope, on their last hope. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Next, I'm going to swatch the Sahara palette, or the Sahara palette, as some people may call it. And this one is by Face Candy. Definitely been done before. I'm really excited to try Cassia. That mustardy yellow and that shade is super pretty, and I can't wait. Let's get to swatching. So here I have Mirage. Oh my god. Beautiful. Bitch, look. Ah, the pigment. Holy moly. That is gorgeous. Can you imagine this is a highlighter? Here's the shade Oasis. That is so pretty. Acacia. These shadows are showing up beautifully, and they're so soft and pigmented.
What the hell?
Here is a shade Sunburn. I'm gonna do that one more time. A little chalky, but really pretty. All right, and now for the shade Shade. I would even wear this as a highlighter. Hell yeah, that is so cute. Here is the shade Sandstorm. I feel like every palette has one of these shades, and if they don't, then like, what the hell are you doing? I feel like this is exactly what ties the palette together. It's like a really nice vanilla-y type shade, and it's perfect for blending out harsh edges or just setting a cut crease before the cut crease actually happens. If that makes sense, like setting your concealer, you know what I mean. Perfect shade for that. And here's the shade Hot Spell. Cute and pigmented. Fuck yes. Here is the shade Desert Lily. It's a very like baby pinkish shade, and I feel like definitely over a primer, this will definitely have its moment. Let's try layering that out, just help it a little bit. A little bit better. The next shade is Date Palms. This one is very patchy, and I don't appreciate it. This next shade is Sand Viper. Chalky, but cute. I'm gonna layer that one up one more time. Kind of like a mauve pink. Here is the shade Dunes. Not very pigmented at all. This was layered twice. I'm going to move back up here just for the last couple shades. And here is the shade Desert Sun. Let's apply that up here towards my knuckle area. To a mini swatch. This is really pretty. And I still have enough of my finger for a second swatch. Here is the shade Gazelle. I'm going to put that right here. And here is the last shade of the Sahara palette. And this shade is called Dusted. That is so pretty. I'm gonna layer that up one more time. Oh my god, look how beautiful. This palette has me stunned. Oh my god. Go and get this palette. I definitely feel like you can get a lot of versatile looks with this palette. It's really pretty.
I know that I can have it all, but without you I'm afraid I'll fall. I know I'm playing with your heart. I could treat you better, but I'm not that smart. When it comes to love, you're an easy find.
I got distracted.
Okay, so next I'm going to be swatching the Aura palette. Now a lot of people will probably at first glance think it says Aurora, but it's actually A-U-R-A, so it's Aura, kind of like the aura or like the essence of something. I assume that's what that means. I could be entirely wrong. don't clock me. All right, so opening this palette up, holy moly! I don't even want to, why am I saying holy moly all of a sudden? This is how good these shades are. They're making me say shit I'd never say. Oh my God though. Oh my God, like I literally don't even want to swatch this palette because it's so beautiful. Wow, what even? I mean, do you see this palette? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not even joking. I don't want to swatch it. I don't want to, but I'm gonna hate myself if I don't, and I'm gonna hate myself if I do. What? Okay, so now we're gonna start with the first shade, which is Phenomenon. So cute. I'm going to try doing little tiny swatches and see if this works. Here's the second shade, which is called Awakening. Here is the third shade called Ethereal. Beautiful. Okay, and this shade is called Soul, S-O-U-L, Soul. Oh, cute. I'm actually going to double that shade up. And here is the shade Manifest. Here is the shade Energy. Here is the shade Haze. And that was the first row of this palette. Okay, so here's the shade Dream State. We're gonna try layering that one up one more time. Here is the shade Vibe. Here is the shade Ecstasy. That's gorgeous. Here is the shade Mysterious. Here is the shade Destiny. Super pigmented, wow. Here's the shade Radiate. And here's the shade Immortal. Wow, for actually being like a black shade, that swatched pretty well. Very, if any, minimal kickback in the pan, and it swatched pretty good. Usually blacks are really hard. It's really hard to find like a good black, you know what I mean? Something that's not patchy, not really streaky, and just opaque. And this has all three qualities. It's not streaky, it's not patchy, and it's pretty opaque for its price. So, and that completes the entire swatching of this palette. I really am loving this palette, and I cannot wait to use it. The pans were actually pretty intact, so my overall thoughts on that palette was wow. So beautiful and pigmented, and I don't really know what else to say except, oh my God. So the next palette that I'm going to be swatching is the Inferno palette by Bad Habit. Now, this is so cute. I love the packaging. The shadows I'm not really too excited for because it's just another neutral palette. I thought it'd be fun to include a little bit of everything. Here is the shade White Hot. It barely shows up. I mean, it's not bad. It literally looks like a very sheer highlighter. Here is the shade Baked. Oh, I'm kind of upset. These shadows are not really swatching that well, but doesn't mean it's not gonna show up on the eyes. I mean, swatches are not really good representations of how shadows actually perform, but it just kind of gives you an idea of its color. I don't see any color though. That's the problem. Going on to the third shade, which is called Lit. Okay, that one showed up a little bit more. Let's try layering this one up. It's like a peachy shade. I'm not excited for this. Here is the shade Blaze. You can kind of see that one, but I'm gonna layer it up one more time. Here's the shade Warmth. That one's cute. Powdery, cute, I guess. This shade is called Smolder. Powdery. Here's the shade Glow. Here's the shade Flames. I feel like that one showed up a little bit more than the others. Let's try layering that one up. feel like Flames is definitely the most prettiest that we've ever swatched in this palette so far. And here is the shade Bonfire. Here is the shade Burn. Here is the shade Hotspot. And here is the shade Ignite. That one in Flames has to be my favorite. This shade is amazing. So my overall thoughts with palette is like, I can definitely live without this palette. I feel like it's been done plenty of times before. Just save your cash and just get like a Morphe palette, to be honest. So I literally only like 2 shadows out of the 12 that I just watched. Where does the time go? We have 2 more palettes and then 3 liquid lips to go. So this next palette is the Solstice by Bad Habit. Now this palette I'm not really excited for, to be very honest. I think summer, I'm excited to swatch that shade, and winter and rave, and don't actually, I'm naming all the shades, so let's just get started. Here is the shade Spring. All right, we're gonna have to double layer that one. Winter, very pretty. Equinox, Twilight, that's really pretty. And Earth. So there you have it. Here is the first row of the Solstice palette. Here is the shade Dawn, Summer, Soul, Basque, and that one is really pretty, a little bit powdery but still pretty. And the last shade in the second row is Fall. I'm going to double layer that one. So far, very pretty. Now here's the first shade in the last row, Rave, and it is gorgeous. Here's the second shade, the last row, Golden Hour. Third shade, Dusk. A little powdery, but still very pigmented. Last 2, Helios. Very pretty. And Eclipse. That one is actually very sheer, so I'm going to double layer that one. Okay, it is buildable, so that is Eclipse. So this completes the last bit of the Solstice palette by Bad Habit. Alright, so the last palette I have for you guys today is the Athena palette, which is an 18 color eyeshadow collection, also from Bad Habit. Packaging is really cute. And I do believe they tried to dupe one of the either Huda Beauty or Anastasia palettes. So the first shade is called Fierce. Very cute. Here's Triumph. Let's double layer that one. And these are very cute. Here's the shade Velour. A little powdery, but it still shows up. Here's the shade Purity. Also very sheer. Truth. Heroic. That is a really pretty color. I'm really excited for these next few shades. Here is the shade Gleam. Here's Epic. Here's Medusa. Those ones sadly didn't show up as well as I really hoped they would. But now we're on to the last 3 shades of the second row. So here's the shade Justice. Here's the shade Lore. And here is the shade Power. Here is the shade Divine. Here is the shade Cunning. And here's the shade Wisdom. These are very pretty and I didn't even have to double layer them. I feel like this last row is definitely going to be one of my favorites. Wow. This next shade, okay. So here's the shade Prize. Stunning. Even more stunning is the shade Daring. Oh my gosh, beautiful. That is gorgeous. And the last shade is Clever. That concludes the entire palette, the entire Athena palette. I actually really like this palette. Honestly, the first two shades are very strong. The last row and a half were even stronger. I feel like the pigment definitely leaning towards the end of the first row and into the third row, it just got better and better. And I'm really, really excited to play with this new palette. This is really amazing. Now, we are going to try on the liquid lips from Bad Habit and one from Gerard Cosmetics. Okay, so for my first shade I'm going to try on is going to be Broken Heart, and this one is from Bad Habit. I've never tried any of their liquid lips before, or any of their lip products in general, and I'm excited. Okay, I think this color is very, very pretty, very wearable, but I actually am getting the feeling that this will definitely, like, it would need a lip liner. I feel like this is easily going to bleed all over the place, especially if you eat something. It just has that formula where I feel like it's going to move everywhere, but I could be entirely wrong. It says it's a matte lipstick, but it feels a little bit more velvety to me. It's not sticky. Overall, it's pretty good. It has dried down just a little bit in the last minute or so, and it's actually very comfortable. So I like them. Okay, so the next one I'm going to try on is the liquid lip from Bad Habit, and it's called Centerpiece. So it has the same formula as the first one that I just tried. The color is actually very beautiful. The last one I'm going to try is by Gerard Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Dream Weaver. This is a metal matte liquid lip, and these smell lovely. It's almost like cupcakes. I don't know, it has a very sweet scent to it. Okay, I honestly wasn't sure what to expect from this, but I really like this. Wow. It's very lightweight, very comfortable, it's a beautiful color, and it just feels right. It's so nice. Very comfortable. So what do you guys think about everything that we've tried on today? Leave some comments down below. Which palette was your favorite? Which liquid lip was your favorite? And which products are you dying to try? Which ones were a flop to you? Let me know down in the comments below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!